It's your boy, Brother Winston, with the investigation on Dr. Umar Johnson, because it keep on continuing. You know, a lot of y'all probably think, man, this guy probably digs really deep to find this information on Dr. Umar, and I really don't. Because somehow, okay, maybe it's God, I don't know, but all I do know is that, I'm not even joking when I say this, I could literally go on his page and find something like instantly, all right, like something that's incriminating that Umar is doing. Okay, I'm not even exaggerating. We're gonna watch this video here. Now, remember, as I said before, as people have been saying, I believe Dr. Umar lied about his bank accounts being frozen, and he lied so that he could prepare for essentially them trying to auction off the schools, because he didn't have the money, so he had to say that, oh, his bank accounts are frozen. That's why he can't access the donor money, because his bank accounts is frozen, which wasn't true. All right, but I believe he also staged this event right here where he's going to say something happened to the school, and the question is, why did he do that? Okay, so I watched some of this video. Or I watched maybe after this point, I maybe watched 3 or 4 minutes, but I'm gonna try to watch as much as we can. Okay, I'm gonna give commentary. This is a commentary video. Once again, for people that want to say, "Oh, why are you talking?" It's a commentary video. I cannot just place my else's video online and not have that video taken down because I'm just playing their video. Okay, so let's get into this, y'all. This is like Scooby Doo. This is like we Sherlock Holmes up in this. So we're trying to figure out, you know, well, although in Scooby Doo you don't know who the bad guy is. We know that the bad guy is Umar. Okay, we know that it's Umar. Though he does actually wear a mask, as I always say. So in that way, we still try to figure something out. So let's hit play here, y'all.
Honorable Frederick Douglass and the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey Academy. I got some bad news for my FDMG donors. I got some bad news for my FDMG donors, but we still...
Mind you, he got a cap on that says thinking cap. Just throwing it in your face. He got a hat on that says thinking cap. You can't make this stuff up. I told you he's the grifter that keep on grifting. The grift that keep on grifting, I'm telling you. He got a hat on that says thinking cap. All right, let's continue though. Now he's saying I got bad news.
Going to end it on a positive note, brothers and sisters. First of all, I want to say to my neighbors here in Wilmington, Delaware, I'm very disappointed.
Gotta stop it again. Notice how he's smiling. He don't seem upset at all. When he tells you what happened, if you haven't seen this video, ask yourself the question, why would you start this video by smiling like that, by seeming like you in an okay mood? Like, he's going to explain what he's about to say. It doesn't make any sense. That does not add up.
To my neighbors here in Wilmington, Delaware, I'm very disappointed. And the reason I'm disappointed is not because of the vandalism. It's not because of the graffiti. It's because I was gone for about a month and nobody called me, nobody texted me, nobody inboxed me, and nobody emailed me the fact that our high school had been broken into. Nobody said a word. I had to learn of this on my own. On my own.
Starting to sound like Patti LaBelle the way you say on my own. Well, let's continue, you know. But once again, you look at him, all right, you don't see his face looking distraught. I mean, truth be told, and this is what I'm saying, so true. If you are in anything with donors, if you're doing anything with donors, okay, and something bad happens to what the donors are paying for, even if you're not super sad about it, you need to put a face on like you are sad, because those people are sad. So you need to put a face on like you're sad. He's looking at them just smiling, looking as calm as can be, because the school was supposedly broken into. I don't believe that was broken into. I think that he just said that he just staged it to pull more money out of folks. Okay, it's almost as if everything that he does is a grift. Everything that happens is a lie. Let's continue.
I got back last night, stayed in Delaware so I could come and check the post office and come check on the school.
I believe that was a lie. Okay, like just the way he said it, I believe that was a lie too.
And what do I find? That they broke into the high school. What do I find? That they vandalized my private book collection of more than 5,000 books that I've been collecting most of my life.
think he went in there and made all of that mess. I really do. I think he went in there and made that mess. Came on that video. I mean, he didn't even try to act sad. He didn't even try to act like, you know what I mean, I'm distraught. At least try. He on there just smiling, chilling. Somebody says, oh, maybe, he got a new girl or something. It don't matter which you got going on in your life. If you love this school so much, it shall bother you. I'm saying stuff just throwing down. I think he went in that school, just start throwing stuff around. See, this is gonna be a new grift. I'm gonna tell them that, I had 5,000 precious books, and I had so many books since I was a child. I was always a scholar even as a child, and I brought all of these important things into the school. I wanted to put them all in the school because you're about to open up tomorrow, so I had it all there ready. And just lying. Went into the school, did all of this stuff, and then stood in front of that camera so that he could try to calm some black woman, okay? Because that's what he's looking for, a black woman that's going to feel sorry for him. See, this is such a sad thing. How much can I give? What can I do to make you whole, Dr. Umar? And you always see how you speculating that, man, this is not speculation. Of course, I can't say this as a fact, but it's highly likely. In my opinion, likelihood, in my mind, the likelihood is 100%. Okay, but I can't prove that. But I'm saying, so in this video, all I can say is this is what I believe happened. All right, but look at what we're seeing. Look at what all that he has done in the past. All right, if someone kids will bring it to a school, would they make a mess like this? Would they try to steal and destroy books? Is that something that kids would do? Let's go in here and knock all these and destroy all these precious books, y'all. You know what I mean? Let's break it to the school and pull out the HVAC. Let's go in there and pull and destroy the electric system. It's like, come on now. Kids are not thinking about doing this stuff. Let's continue though.
Out of print books, rare books, supplies for our children, clothing for our children, things we can use for the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. And nobody from Wilmington called me and said, Doc, I think the high school has been compromised. Now, let me answer a question right now, brothers and sisters. Let me answer a question. Some people are saying we thought you had security. We do on the Marcus Garvey Elementary School. We do on the Nat Turner John Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium. We do on our corner storage building. We have security on that side of the building. We have surveillance. We have up-to-date security system. If they do anything over there, the police will be on their ass within seconds. If they do anything over there, the police will be on their ass in seconds. If they do anything over there, the police will be on their ass in seconds. But we don't have that on the high school because we do not have electricity in the high school. We do not have electricity in the high school. We do not have electricity in the high school, brothers and sisters. This happened in the Frederick Douglass High School. Now, originally, we were going to save our money.
Does that make any sense, y'all? Does that make any sense? They have all kind of systems, okay, and ring systems and all kind of security systems and stuff that you can buy now, where these things have the batteries inside of them. You don't need to have everything plugged into a wall. But now this is a serious. Now think about this. Remember, he has hundreds of thousands of dollars from the donors. Okay. How about having the school connected to a backup generator? All right, how about that? And then you say, well, that's a lot of money. But he has the money from the donors. It came in from the donors. All right. Where if you guys don't know, remember he got to school for 400-something thousand, but he had over $1 million, like $1.5 million that he got it from the donors. So and that's money that he couldn't have spent on himself because he said he didn't. He said that money is all for the school. So if you have $1 million or a little less than $1 million, even let's give him that. Let's say he had a little less than $1 million. That's more than enough money to buy the best security system and to buy a generator. Okay, a backup generator. Come on. All right, we're looking you right in the face. It's just astonishing, y'all. It's astonishing. It's no excuse. There's no excuse for this stuff. If he, like I made the video the other day where these women were coming on, they were saying, the one woman was like, I support bro. That's what she was saying. She's like, yeah, I support bro. Y'all just trying to keep a black man down. She said something I thought was just unbelievable. She said, yeah, he got problems. Yeah, he got faults, but I still support bro. It was like saying he made a few mistakes here and there, but I still show love. And y'all don't want to show love. Y'all full of hate. No, it's that he's scamming. He stole people's money and people call him out for it. All right. Nobody trying to come take the man's life. All right. Nobody trying to come and put their hands on bro, even though they know where he's usually at, the front of the high school, which if they wanted to do, okay, they would want to be right to do that. But I could see why somebody would be mad enough to do that because of the fact that he stole people's money. Okay? He stole people's money. I mean, if someone tried to think of a scheme to try to take his money, would that be right? No. But I can see someone being mad enough to do that because he stole people's money. You understand what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And why am I saying those things? Because she said, at the end of the day, I stand with bro and this and that. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it's people that have been showing him grace to an insane degree. He could stand in front of that those abandoned buildings any time of the week, and nobody has come to try to confront him yet. Even though these people should be trying to confront him, at least to talk to him and say, yo, what have you done? Okay. And I'm sure that day will come where he's going to be confronted in front of the school. If someone's going to be recorded, he's not going to be recorded. Someone else is going to be recorded. And they will say, I donated money to you, Dr. Umar, and I realize that you've robbed me of my money. I want my money back. And he's going to say, listen, that was a donation to me. That money is gone. It's like giving me free. It's gone. You basically gave me free money. Okay, it's gone. All right. There was a YouTuber that actually did give him some money. Okay, I forget the guy's name. He gave Umar money, and he asked for money back. Umar was like, who are you? Gave Umar hundreds of dollars. Umar was like, who are you? Maybe more than that. He's like, look, I don't know who you are. You know what I mean? It's just astonishing. But like I said, you think about this. So you think about, he's just in front of these people with a hat on that says thinking cap. So he's thinking about a lie. He's thinking how to lie to you. It's literally on his head. Okay, liars, they love to flaunt what they're really doing right in front of you, okay? Because it's like an achievement for them, It's like an achievement in the video game to say, man, I'm gonna lie so much and people still believe me. And I'm just blatantly lying right in front of them. The fact that he can stand in front of people on his phone and say these things. Oh, we didn't have our security system, you know what I mean? Not saying I'm sorry that I didn't put more money into this system. I'm sorry, y'all, that I didn't try more, okay? That I didn't think of that. If his school actually was broken into, which in my opinion is a complete lie, all right, and why? To grift money, to pull money out of people even more. This is a few months. This stuff happened a few months before, unless I'm mistaken, based on the timing of this video, which says 2 months ago. Okay, on King Kong Consciousness, all right. This is 2 months ago, all right. And yet with all of that, you know what I mean, he's still this, you still got to answer the question. The purpose was this to get money, maybe to pay for what he knew was coming down the pike, with the school being possibly auctioned. Was that what it was? All right. Because all these things happen around the same time. Not just the bank accounts being frozen, but also the school being supposedly vandalized. All right. He thought of every lie. Why did the security system pick it up? Why didn't your ring pick it up? Whatever case it be. No, he don't got ring. He got a much more higher quality security system in the ring. Okay. Well then, why was it completely offline? Because you had an electrical problem. See what I'm saying? Why was there no regenerator for that and that alone? Y'all didn't think of that? But he has no apology. He goes on and he just says things in threes. And people will accept this.
And wait to renovate the high school after we had our certificate of occupancy for the elementary school. That was the plan. But after about 4 years of no vandalism, brothers and sisters, after 4 years of no vandalism, brothers and sisters, after 4 years of no vandalism, they back at it again. They back at it again.
This is how he said he back at it again. Does he seem distraught? Does he even seem mad? No, he doesn't even seem upset at all. It's like you're reading over a script. And I'm making this video because it's showing how this is another lie that he made right before he made the bank account lie. This is another lie, and it's a serious lie. Okay, it's a lie saying that school broken into and thousands of dollars, which he's alleging here, thousands of dollars have been stripped from the school. Okay, but where's the proof? The proof is where's the proof? And the proof is, oh well, look at this mess that has been made. Okay, look at this mess. We need more money. He's thinking of every. I'm not surprised that one day you turn around seriously, and maybe he sets a bomb on part of the building, and then says, you know, it was the KKK that came and tried to blow the building up. We need more money, y'all, because now his rain pouring into the building. He can just say anything. Just say anything, you know. It's unbelievable. One day I'm actually go down there. I'm not even joking because I actually was down Delaware like maybe a few weeks ago. All right, I live like an hour away from here. Okay, so I can actually go down there, and one day I'll probably do a video. Y'all gonna see me down there. Okay, maybe Umar will show up. We'll see what happens. If he does, then I'll interview. I'll try to get him on camera and see what he says. Okay, because he can't tell me like he told these kids earlier in this video, which I didn't show y'all, where he was telling me to go up the block and all that kind of stuff. He can't tell me to do that because he don't own the block. All right, you know, he thinks that he does. It's based on what he was saying. But maybe I'll catch him one day out there. You know what I mean? We'll see. But let's continue, y'all.
The elementary school, that was the plan. But after about 4 years of no vandalism, brothers and sisters, after 4 years of no vandalism, brothers and sisters, after 4 years of no vandalism, they back at it again. They back at it again. They back at it again, brothers and sisters. So we're going to have to get started on the high school immediately. Black electricians who can do a commercial job, licensed in Delaware and Wilmington, I need you to come to the forefront. Black electricians who are not...
I'm going to start actually fast forwarding when he starts saying these in threes from now on, y'all, because I'm getting tired. I'm going to just fast forward past it.
Licensed in Delaware who can pull the permit so you can repair the electric. The good news is the high school electric system was not as vandalized as the elementary school's electric system. The good...
Is this another lie here, y'all? Seriously, is this another lie? Remember, they said that he was in arrears by, I think, thousands of dollars with the electric other things. But he's saying, no, the electric system was vandalized. Is that true or is that a lie? Because if what the records have shown, okay, which is online, which says that he was behind of all these utilities, okay, to an insane degree, him just coming and saying, well, the reason why electricity was off is because kids came in and broke in and decided to go right for our electric system and vandalize it so that there's no electricity in the building. All right, so now we need to try to get that fixed. We're just waiting for that. Cause I just got back, so I didn't know about this. I just got back, y'all, from being out of town. All right, how convenient. Or is it that, like I said, they got cut off because he was not paying it? All right, and that's what really happened. All right, and he's just lying here. He's blaming Wilmington and saying no one told me, knowing good and well that that's not what happened. All right, but let's continue. So that seems like that's just another lie, a lie on top of a lie.
News is that the Frederick Douglass High School electrical system was not as vandalized as the elementary school. So it's a larger school, but the system is much more intact. It's a larger school, but the system is much more intact. Let me say this. Don't ask me another question about the school.
I wonder why you don't want me questioning about the school, y'all. Can anybody figure that out? If you can't, let me know in the comments. I want y'all to put in the comments. Why do you think Dr. Umar, Johnson is not want to be questioned about the school? I'm not even joking. Let me know. Why do you think that is that he doesn't want to be questioned about the school, y'all?
Let me say this again. Don't ask me shit about the school again. I'm not answering no questions. Because we've been going through this for 6 years. And y'all keep asking the same dumbass questions that you already been giving answers to.
That's true. Like, where's the money at, Dr. Umar? Where's my money at? He's like, in my pockets. In my pockets. In my pockets. Dr. Umar, where's the money at? Where's the money at? I already spent it. I already spent it. I already spent it. It's like, why y'all keep on asking me the same dumb questions? Okay, I took your money. I bought this hat, thinking cap. Cause when I open my mouth, I'm thinking cap. Okay, I'm thinking cap. I bought this complex hoodie. Okay, with your money. All right. So stop asking all of these stupid questions, trying to figure out where the money is at. Okay, just send the money. I will handle where the money go. Just send the money. I will handle where the money go. Just send the money. I will handle where the money go.
Know y'all been sabotaging. Y'all know y'all been vandalizing. Y'all know y'all been throwing trash and litter all on this campus. Y'all know y'all been sabotaging and undermining, talking about why the school not ready yet with a steady barrage of sabotage. Talking about why the school not up yet when you know why, because your ass keeps sabotaging. We had a YouTubian struggle streamer. We had a YouTubian struggle streamer, undercover booty bandit, who called the electric company posing like me. Y'all know who he is. The undercover booty bandit, Dr. Umar hater #1, the undercover booty bandit. He called the electric company and the gas company posing as myself. Posing as myself. And so we had to get a private security clearance added to our account because...
What did he do, Dr. Umar? He called the electric company to do what? If that happened, what did he do? That's a huge piece of information that you're not telling us. He called the electric company to do what? What did he do?
We got YouTubian struggle streamers like that booty bandit. We got YouTubian struggle streamers sabotaging our accounts, brothers and sisters. This is what they do. And y'all celebrate and cheer them on. And then you say, why the school not open yet? And then you say, why the school not open yet?
You know, it's like, a lot of times I say to myself, you know what? I'm going to slow down a lot on these Dr. Umar videos. Or if I put something out, it can't be anything more. You know what I mean? It can't be any more that he's talking about. I'll probably put out now like, 9 to 10 videos of Dr. Umar. I made Dr. Umar videos some time ago, okay? More on TikTok, but just a few every night, like now and then. All right. But it shocks me, it really does, to see how I can go to almost any video and see, like, I'm literally like uncovering a web of lies unintentionally. I'm not even trying to like be a detective, but it's just like when I look at this stuff, I can't help but see how this lie that he's saying about the electricity and this lie that he's saying about the school being broken into connects to the other lies, okay? When it comes to the bank and the bank lie, okay, and the accounts being frozen lie, how all these things connect. All right. And if I was an actual investigator trying to pin charges on him, I would use this. I would say, look what he's saying. He said here. Okay. Look at how he, when it comes to mismanagement of donor funds, when it comes to trying to manipulate, which is my opinion, what he's trying to do. This is my opinion. Okay. That this is what he's trying. He tries to do in this incident. All right. To continually trick people. All right, and I bet if I were to go back, I'll probably find tons of more videos and instances where he's doing the exact same thing, But he's using it like a magician's trick, like I said before, where in this instance, he's getting you in your emotional bag. He's saying, look what happened. I was out of town. I came, and this is what they did to me. And then he says, look over there. When he says, look over there, he's saying, look at Wilmington. They didn't tell anybody. They didn't alert me of this. Look over there. A YouTubian struggle streamer called the electric company impersonating me. Look over here. It's like, it's misdirection. Okay, it's misdirection. He's sending you here, and everywhere so that you don't look at him. So your brain doesn't have enough time to look at him and say, wait a second. Why didn't you have a better security system than that? Wait a second, you have $1 million that that's been given to you. That doesn't make any sense. Wait a second, you mean to tell me that also that the reason why I wasn't on was because the electric system was vandalized by teenagers? Really? When the last time that happened? Usually if teenagers break into a building, they'll try to steal something if they found something valuable or spray paint on the walls. But they didn't do that. They decided to come in there. It's like you saying the teenagers broke into the school system and went on the computer that I had and deleted all of my plans for 2026 for the school. That's all he just went in there, somehow found my passcode and deleted all the plans that I had, and then they walked out. It's like, come on, who will believe this stuff, man? Come on now. The kids, he literally said they came in there, he showed stuff being knocked over and said that all the most valuable books that I had in there, the most valuable things in there, which were books, they messed all that up. Like, really? Come on.
Now, with that being said, we're going to try to get the electric cut on as soon as possible. I got to go through this again. We got to go through this again. So I'm going to bring some companies in and walk through the high school and see what kind of bill they're going to give us. Because once we get the electric on, we can do the security surveillance. Once we get the electric on in the Frederick Douglass High School, we can get the security clearance on again. Okay?
We can get the security clearance on. What do you mean? If you're telling the truth, you say, once we get that fixed, you know, we'll have electricity and it'll be back on. Why would you word it that way? See, this is why I believe that he's lying about all this stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that he is lying. All right.
So I'm going to look at the cameras. It's going to take me a while because the cameras are continuous record. The cameras are continuous record. So I have to look at all the footage because I don't know what day this happened. It could have happened yesterday. It could have happened 30 days ago. I don't know if this happened when I was in UCLA. Shout out to my UCLA students. I don't know if this happened when I was at Manchester University in the UK. Shout out.
Notice how he said, I got to look at this stuff, okay? Remember I said before, I said, it doesn't seem right that every time you see him, he's supposed to be a principal of a school, right? But every time you see him by himself. You don't see any of the members of the board behind him. You never see anyone at all who's supposed to be working for the school with him at all. No one. It's a school. A school is not a one-person thing. It's a group effort. It takes a ton of people to work at the school. So how is it that, and it's not wrong from coming online and promoting the school. It's 2025. That's understandable. Okay, I'm not hating him for that. He can do that. But why is it you're the only person on? He's saying, I need to look at all these cameras, y'all. I need to look at all these cameras. For y'all who love to support him, just that alone don't make no sense. I need to look at all these cameras. You don't have anybody else who you can call or pay. You can't pay anybody else to do that. But the reason why he can't do that is because this is all a lie. That's why. Why, if I was a principal of a school, would I say, I gotta look at all the cameras myself? Okay? Pay somebody with the money that come from the $1 million that you got. But he don't have that money anymore. That money been gone. This is it's unbelievable. Yo, when you think about it, there's so many holes in these stories that he says. The more I watch these videos, the more I see just how blatant this scam is, just how obvious this scam is. Just unbelievable, y'all.
To my Manchester University UK students, I don't know if this happened when I was debating Elon Musk's father at Oxford University. Shout out to my Oxford University and Oxford Union African students. I don't know if this happened when I was in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Shout out to the Ypsilanti family. I don't know if this happened when I was in New Orleans. Shout out to the New Orleans family. I don't know if this happened when I was at...
This is misdirection again. Telling you about all these different names. And if he was at these places, I don't think that he's lying. He was at these places. That's great. Okay, you were traveling about, all right, as many people do, all right. But so what does that mean? Well, he's doing that once again to keep your mind, just like a magician has something to make you look at it while something else is going on in the corner, but you wouldn't notice that. All right. So in the same way, Dr. Umar is saying, look left, look right, look north, look south. And you're not thinking, wait a second, like I just said, why are you the only person that can look at this footage? You can't find anybody else, because that's a lie. That's why. He said that because he's basically trying to say, for some reason, which I'm sure we'll probably see, he wants to say, okay, well, I can't get down to this. It's going to take me a while. In other words, there is no timeline. In other words, forget about it, okay? Because there's no timeline. All right, it's as simple as that. Why? Because it's a lie, and he doesn't want you to be thinking about the lie. He's not going to give you a timeline on that lie.
Chicago, shout out to Chicago and the Jacob Carruthers Center for Inner City Studies, Northeastern Illinois.
Okay, we're going to skip ahead because I don't want this video to be too long. It's already 29 minutes. I can see that. Okay, so let's skip ahead, y'all. And then we're going to look at some of the comments. All right, let's skip ahead.
The police said they're going to try on the doors. The police said they're going to pay close attention to the Frederick Douglass High School until we get the electric on. Police said they're going to pay special attention to the Frederick Douglass High School. Somebody said Elon Musk broke into the building because I beat his father in the debate. Somebody said Elon Musk broke into from the city, bothered to call me and tell me. That's the saddest thing for me. How is the cameras without the electric? Let me worry about that.
I want to know why he would say that. This is so obvious. I never knew. I'm not even joking at all. And I don't get pleasure in seeing Umar do this. I want y'all to notice. You not laugh at times at things he says. This is not something that I enjoy watching. This man comes from the same city I come from. Okay, he really does. He's a Philadelphia son, just like I am. Okay, it doesn't bring me pleasure to see a man who comes from the same city I come from. All right, acting like this. All right, and being known as a international con man. It does not bring me pleasure to see that. I wish, as I said in another video, I wish that this man could turn his life around, admit that he did wrong to these people, admit that he's scaring these people, all right, and face whatever he had to face as a consequence, and then go on with his life, because he's a very smooth speaker, and he's also very entertaining. It's 1,000 things he could do besides doing this scamming. It's like the guy, I think his name is Bishop Whitehead, Larimore Whitehead, something like that, from I think he's from Brooklyn. All right, this man was a scammer. He was convicted of identity theft. Okay, and went to prison for some years. Came out, became a like ordained preacher, all right, pastor, and was scamming almost the whole entire time. All right, and now I think he just got sentenced like 9 years. You know, and I'm watching that, and I was like, it's like this guy just all he knows is scamming. That guy was almost like, it's like all he knows is scamming. He got locked up for doing another scam. Okay, that's why he got like 9 years. And Umar, to me, is like the same thing. It's like all he knows is scamming. Like I oftentimes say, the school itself that's behind him is a piece of the scam. It's not a school for people to be in. It's a piece. It's a tool that he uses as part of his magician's setup. Okay, that's all that it is. It's actually a prop. That's all it is. It's nothing more than a prop for a trick in an ongoing scam. All right. All the time I say I believe that he's a plant, a government plant of some kind. All right. And I say I can't prove it, but I believe that's the case. The only reason why I say is because you can see, if I, as a regular guy, I'm not a private investigator, can point out all of these things that show you that he's lying. All right. Why can't the government do that? Why can't the government do that? Especially a government that many times, as he oftentimes says, and people say, wants to actually bring black men down. And he's a black man going all across the world talking against the government, which he oftentimes does. Why wouldn't they say, look at this Negro right here? Well, look at this nigga right here, which based on what he would say, they would say, look at this nigga right here. Let's pull him down. Let's get him on all these crimes that he did, like all these rappers who they catch. Let's lock him up. But for some reason, they never go after Dr. Umar. He's done a ton of stuff, but for some reason he's never arrested for none of it. They just can't seem to figure out what he's doing. But I can. Come on now.
Let me worry about that. You don't need to know everything. They said, how you got cameras in a high school without the electric? Let me worry about that. Y'all worry about too much. That's none of your business.
Okay, we're gonna look at these comments. Y'all get up on out of here. In 30-something minutes now. He knows that those lights were never on, yelling at invisible intruders. So some people are believing, like me, that he's lying here. Said Dr. Umar, as the director of my own independent school, I know personally how much blood, sweat, and tears go into starting your own school, sending love and light. Wow, so this person was deceived by Dr. Umar's lies. Let's look at the replies here. He has no school. Send love and light in a donation. I agree. Need to send them a donation also. You can't send love and light without a donation. You send that money, that donation money. I've seen people on movies where they had suitcases, and when you open the suitcases up, light came out. You know what I mean? So why don't you send them a suitcase full of money? That's in a abandoned building, not a school. My 1-bedroom apartment was a school when I first started. So your point? Key word, you started. Umar had started nothing. So having 2 or 3 buildings isn't a start? This is the person replying to that. Y'all were just saying years ago there were no buildings at all. The question is rhetorical. I can tell you don't think much by that last comment. Let's see if this person, sober skinny, has some else to say. This person replies, "Wait, is that one of his buildings or no?" Okay, I guess sober skinny. This person must not have known that. Okay, I guess it's the end of super skinny. Let's look at this next comment. If I may ask, what have you done? Are you in the process of doing or plan to do in the near future for betterment of our little black boys and girls? Again, just as an honest question with no ill intended. This is another thing, a comment you see often. They oftentimes say, "What have you done? What have you done?" All right. If Dr. Umar was an honest man, that would be a sensible reply. But the problem is he's nothing more than a scammer. All right. And these people that are on his side, and I have to say this, they're not that wise. Because as you see me with these videos, I can point out the lies that he has while I'm sitting, laying back on my bed or sitting in the chair, just relaxing. Wherever I am, I can make these videos in my leisure time. I make these videos between work, y'all. I make these videos when I get free time, just like on a humbug. All right. And I can figure this out, but y'all can't. Okay, I'm not even that old, and I'm not an event. Like I said, I'm not Sherlock Holmes. I'm not a private investigator. This is not something I do for a living. I don't for a living try to find criminals. Okay, like this. So how is it that I can see stuff that y'all can't? When he's giving you every sign, and every indication. Maybe it's easier for me because I come from where Umar comes from, and I've seen so many people like him, and his bravado does not work on me. I don't. Maybe that's the case. Some people, a lot of folks I think he deceives are from the suburbs or other areas that are not inner city areas, but he does go to other inner city. He'll go to Chicago or Oakland, Cleveland and other places. And some of them folks, they listen to him too and let him lie right in their faces, you know what I mean? And Dr. Umar realized that there's a large amount of people that are foolish. And he said, I'm going to take advantage of them. I'm going to tell you this story real quick, y'all, and then we're going to get out of here if I haven't said it on my channel before. Years ago, I used to work at Chick-fil-A, okay? I remember one day, I came to work. When I came to work, y'all, I had this brand new shirt that I bought from the Avenue, right? This is in the early 2000s, right? This shirt that I had was dark. I remember it was a dark blue, big old shirt. This is when the kids was wearing those oversized clothes and stuff. It's a big old dark blue shirt. And it had a picture of a guy on the turntable, just like, just scratching all crazy. And it was like the image of that was like kind of like 3D in a way. You know what I mean? It was like it was of another material on the shirt, and it was like kind of slick. I think it was like reflected. It was one of the things where like you look at another angle, it would show another picture. And at that time, that shirt was like one of the coolest things. Okay. And it was just so cool. So I thought, man, this shirt is so cool. So I remember when I went to work, and I used to work at Chick-fil-A, there was like this, this area where people would, put your clothes in lockers and stuff, right? Remember, I put my shirt in there. Put my uniform on, like I always do, and I didn't lock anything up because we didn't have to lock ourselves up at that store. We just put stuff in there. Nobody would steal. So I remember there was this guy there that I knew had went in there. I think he was like, it was me, him, and another guy who was like, me and this one guy who working, we were like both from Philadelphia, and there was another guy that was like from the suburbs, and he was like a real docile. I'll just say that, okay. So I know that he had nothing to do with this. But anyway, I went back in there and found that my shirt was gone, and I knew immediately it was this one guy that was from Philly with me. Okay, I knew immediately he did it. All right. So I remember I asked, I said, "What happened to my shirt? Did anybody see it?" All right, and he said, "I don't know what happened to the shirt. But I can say this, if somebody left their shirt in there without locking it, in a way, it's almost like they deserve for it to get stolen. Because if you didn't lock it up, it's almost like it's your fault." So he was basically telling me it's my fault that my own shirt got stolen by him. All right. And that's the way Dr. Umar thinks. I want you guys to understand it. He thinks the exact same way, it's the exact same mindset as that guy that worked at my job. It's like, look, if you can't see past my scam, you deserve to be scammed. If you can't see that I'm lying to you, the money that you give me, I deserve that money. Okay. And these people, they don't have any guilt. They don't have any, They don't feel guilty at all. They don't have their conscience bothering them saying that was wrong. Okay, this is who they are. That's why when y'all look at Dr. Umar, y'all can't see that he's a scammer because he doesn't exude any of the guilty, micro expressions that you would get from a person that feels like they've done wrong. Because Dr. Umar, like Donald Trump and many other people who are compulsive liars, they don't feel in their heart that they're doing any wrong. They really, really don't. Okay, they do not feel at all an ounce of guilt. When they look in the mirror, it doesn't bother them that they've taken your money. All right. So you're looking at them like you would look at somebody who has a conscience and thinking, I'll be able to judge and gauge that. But you don't understand, they're not like them. They're a completely different beast, so to speak. They're a completely different thing. You're dealing with. It's like dealing with a cat and a dog. Cats and dogs have similarities, but cats and dogs are not the same thing. Okay. Dr. Umar is not the same thing. And he's been scamming y'all. And like I just said with that story, he thinks the same way. I deserve y'all money. Y'all let me scam you. And I guarantee you, if Dr. Umar goes to court one day and has to stand before, all these donors and admit that he lied, I guarantee you he won't, in my opinion, he won't apologize. And if he does apologize, it'll be a fake apology, okay? He'll be there in court like, look, I just tried to start a school and this is how it ended up, and it's a shame. I think he'll just sit there and lie right to y'all faces. Though he may have a mountain of evidence against him, I think he'll just sit there and lie and won't even bother him. All right. But that's just my video, y'all. If you like the video, hit the like button, please. When you hit the like button, it helps the video be seen. If I have 1,000 views and 1,000 likes, the video could shoot to 100,000, could shoot up. When people don't like the video, YouTube says you don't like it, and it doesn't push it anymore, so people don't see the video. All right. People that have not seen it, people that are not subscribed, they won't see the video. Okay. Share it if you can. I want to thank everyone who has shared my videos in the past. Till next time, peace.